when I was in Greece, because it's not a dance that we normally do. We have the Greek traditional dancing, and then we are aware of, or we like to do the ballroom dancing, let's say, dances, and some Latin, but salsa is not, or was not that famous when I tried to do it like 5 years ago. So I went to the club and they were teaching salsa, and it was something new and something nice. But the teacher, the guy that was teaching us, he was, I think, he was from Latin American. He was Latin American, let's say. He was not from Spain or from England or from somewhere else. So he had a better feel, and he knew, you could see him, it was like flowing through him, and it looked amazing. But when we were trying to do it, we looked a bit awkward because we hadn't tried it before. But we were not afraid of dancing closely to each other, let's say, because here, sorry to say that, but in England, they keep their distances. Yeah. They don't really, and I think that some people don't really like when they get close to each other. They feel uncomfortable, or maybe invading someone else's space. So,
do you think it is culture? Is that something? Do you, because you'd say like the English, we have this politeness thing of keeping distances.
I think it has to do sometimes with that.
Definitely has to do something with culture. Like in Brazil, we have lots of dances, and our dances are much closer than salsa actually. Yeah. So we don't feel that we are dancing salsa. We don't feel is that sexy as well.
Oh, okay.
We just dance it. It's much easier to dance with a Brazilian girl, and also because we have some similar dances from Latin America, it's easier to improvise when you're dancing with a girl who has never danced before in Brazil, and if you're doing that with a Indian girl, from England, you know, it's completely different actually. You can actually, and the girl actually would enjoy the music. First of all, she starts the music feeling it. She knows how the beats are. She's used to this 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 thing. Even though she has never danced salsa before, she just goes for it and it's not afraid of making mistakes and not getting closer to the man. It's okay.
Why is that of interest? Like, because in Latin America, do you almost grow up with the music, so it's like embedded within you, or why do you think? You know, you said the girls really.
I believe that it has to do something with where you come from and with your genes, because most of the times when I see, let's say, a black person, doesn't sound bad.
No, it's fine.
I don't want to be impolite. So whenever you see them dancing, it's amazing. Even if they're doing like 1, 2, 3 and stepping on the side, I don't know, they have something. They're glowing. They're doing it very, very nicely. Whereas when I try to do something, if I don't really know what I'm doing, I look kind of stiff and trying to move. And I think that, again, Igor, let's say, who is a very good example, he might not know the move, but he brings something to it. You can see some confidence, and you can see that he knows what he's doing. Yeah, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's something that you were born in Brazil or born in Colombia or born in Cuba, and that's why you dance, because it's not something that you just know. I think it's something that you learn. It's something about your culture, and I have some Brazilian friends that they don't dance at all. But when you were a kid, I think it's easier to assimilate some stuff, some things, and because we have more dancing culture than here, I think I just grew up listening to music, seeing people dance. I look to them like since I was 3 years old, you know. And that's why I like dancing. I like to know the beats. I like to actually start knowing other moves, other kind of dancing. So I think it's easier for me because of that, not because I was born in some place A or B. It's something about the culture actually.
I think like in Britain, I would have said like if girls do dancing at a young age, it's like ballet or like classical dance. Yeah. So when they come and do salsa, I think maybe they're a bit more hesitant to kind of like just feel their way through it, because ballet has a lot of rules.
Yeah.
And also they're, which can be a good thing in terms of styling sometimes, but or not. They're a lot more placed. They're a lot more,
Yeah.
you know, like strict lines.
She can put her passion on it. I think it's about passion. Ballet is about following the same thing that the teacher is saying. It's like Eddie said before, like salsa, you just put a bit of your.
It's really sad to think ballet doesn't have passion. But I know what you mean.
They look a bit more, not stiff, but they are more structured.
It's more
let's
technical,
say.
isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely more technical, for sure.
Do you think the dance is evolving? Because I mean, I don't know. I would say because it originated like Latin America. Do you think you guys are almost ahead of England in that it maybe reached us at a different time? Do you think England will evolve? I mean, this is just obviously whatever you think. Like, do you think I don't know, the dance is changing, and even in Brazil, does it change? Does it evolve?
It, of course, changes. Of course, it evolves, and I think we're ahead of England, not because we started there, just because I feel difference when I'm dancing and I see someone dancing. Even if I don't know the move, if I'm doing something completely wrong, I try to enjoy the most I can. That's why I dance. I don't dance for other people, I dance for myself. It's something like selfish, but I dance to enjoy the music. That's something I learned since I was a kid. So.
Oh, it's interesting because you can actually see the evolution as well, though, because there are lots of different styles of salsa. So most people, so all of us mostly do crossbody, whereas my sister mostly does Cuban salsa, and then there's like all these other kind of types of salsa, and so whereas we walk along the line, Cuban salsa is much more a circle, so you're going round each other as opposed to across each other. So it's interesting that you can actually like see that evolution.
Yeah.
I was going to say, oh yeah, because one thing I noticed, like because I learnt in Spain, coming to England, it was something you said, Igor, about you feel it, like as in you dance for yourself. I found that when I came to England, I found it really weird that people would look at me when I did salsa. Like with me, salsa and bachata was about
They're jealous.
the feeling. Well, no, it's just like I found it weird, the idea of performance. So I was wondering, like in Brazil, I don't know if you found that it's more about like you don't, not in a sense not look at each other, but it's not about how you look. It's about how you, I suppose, interact with the other person and like how you feel when you're dancing, rather than when you dance over here. It's about looking good because people are watching you.
Definitely. Yeah. When you go to a club in Brazil, you just don't look around. Just dance for yourself.
But if you're dancing with a girl, is it more of a kind of like social interaction rather than a kind of like purely like dance interaction? Is it like you dance with a girl that you like?
No, I think
It can be both, but we actually
you dance
we
with
can-
everyone. You dance with everyone.
No,
You don't.
but
we
surely-
can do dance. We do dance with everyone in the club. If you go to a specific salsa club, you are there to enjoy the music, and
Yeah, people
most
would,
of the approach to girls to dance actually are for the only purpose of dancing. Of course, if there's something else, it's quite
That's a plus.
nice.